Hi, it's Emma and welcome to another Sketch It Out video with me and Claudia. On the screen right now you can see the sketch that we're going to be using today, and it is one by Heather Leopard, and Claudia chose this one. It was her turn and I really like it. It's kind of geometric. Is that the right sort of word? I think it is. It's like a geometric heart, so it's using squares of paper cut into triangles and then arranged into like a heart shape. Now, when I first saw this sketch, I thought, wow, that is a really cool idea. I'm really looking forward to using that. When I first started doing this layout, I realised that I needed to be quite precise. I usually just cut with scissors and away I go. But I knew that if I'd cut the squares that were then going to be right angle triangles, if I'd cut those by hand, I don't think it would have looked quite right. So I did bust out my trimmer for this one, and I'm very carefully cutting 2 by 2 inch squares that I'm then going to cut diagonally. Now I'm using the Like Forever July kit, which was called Carefree, and it's got a lot of fancy pants in. It's papers from the Millie and June collection, and they're really pretty. This is the first time of me actually using this kit. My papers have been piling up a little bit, but yeah, I need to get cracking with some layouts, I think. And I really like how it turned out. So you can see here that I'm just cutting my squares in half. And then it was a case of arranging them. Now, I don't take you through the whole arranging process because I thought, I'll just put them down in a heart shape, it'll be fine. Yeah, no, it turns out I can be I can be quite OCD when I want to be. I would love to say that I just put them down randomly. I didn't. To start off with, at the top, I thought, oh, do I go symmetrical, or will that look a little bit like twee, maybe? I just thought, oh, would symmetrical really work? So then I thought, well, maybe I'll go mirror image. Would that work? But then I didn't want I was trying to keep two of the same colour sort of away from each other, or like if there was two with white backgrounds, because I think there's a pattern that's white with black dots and then one that's white with coloured triangles, and I didn't really want two white background papers together in the same way that I didn't want two of the ones with sort of gold foiling together. So then it got a little bit complicated. So I do turn it off in a minute and go and arrange it. There we go. I've arranged it to somewhat. No, I'm still fiddling. I'm still fiddling with it. I thought that I'd kind of got there. Apparently not. And then I fought with my glue a little bit. I edited that bit out because my glue, I was going to use wet glue because there was so many different, well, because there were so many smaller pieces, I thought I'll use wet glue because that'll be easier to pick up, put wet glue on, stick down, rather than bother with double-sided tape. It didn't work like that. My glue blocked up and I had to fight with it a little bit. In the end, I end up cutting off the nozzle, so now when I squeeze it, it comes out in a really thick line rather than a fine line. But you know what? I'm okay with that. So when I was cutting out my 2 by 2 inch squares right at the start, I, for the navy paper, gutted the middle and then cut my 2 by 2 inch squares because I knew that I wanted to do this. Now the sketch that I will put on screen again now, the sketch shows that it's backed onto a piece of cardstock with a small sort of pattern. So what I did was I trimmed 1/2 inch. No, it wasn't. It was 1/4 of an inch of two sides of my white cardstock. So I've got 1/8 of an inch showing all the way around the outside. I think that's right. If I've got my fractions right, I think that's right. So yeah, I really like the sort of dark border that goes around the outside, and because it's obviously on white cardstock, it really sort of hems in the layout, if that makes sense. So I went through the Fancy Pants Millie and June ephemera. You get loads in that ephemera, and you know what? I use one bit. I use a bit that says happy little memories, because this is a photo from Harry Potter Studios, the first time I went, so this is way back in January of, I think it was this year. Yeah, I think it was this year. I have been again recently, but I wanted to print off some new photos, and my printer is out of ink. So I had to go through some photos that I already had printed, and as the new Harry Potter book has just come out, I thought this one was appropriate to scrap. And the sketch, I will put it on the screen again now. The sketch shows like a bow in the middle of the heart and then at the top of the photo, and I didn't have any bows. And I went through the ephemera, and I don't know whether you saw, I put like a little die cut camera there, but I didn't like the way that looked. So I still had some Paige Evans Fancy Free buttons that were from the June? No, I think they were from the Maker actually. And that pink one looked really good, I thought, at the top. So I put some messy white thread behind it, very Missy Widden, and called that sort of done. And then for my title, you can see on the sketch that it has a long title or quote that goes all the way around the outside of the heart. So as this was Harry Potter, I thought, I solemnly swear that I am up to no good would be quite good, and it fills the gap really nicely as well. And I was brave. I do turn the camera off because I wasn't brave enough to do the whole thing on camera, but I hand wrote on my layout. So I've done I solemnly that up to in my own handwriting, like faux calligraphy, and I was just using my Papermate Flare pen, which you can see me still using here. And then swear I and no good are in Fancy Pants alphabets, which are blue puffy alpha stickers from the Millie and June collection. And then I finished it off, you know, like with the Marauders map, there are little footprints that appear. So I finished it off with some footprints that just go behind my photo. And I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. And then some Fancy Pants puffy stickers just to finish it off. And that's job done, I think. I really love this layout actually. I'm always going to be happy with stuff that's got navy on it, to be quite honest. I love blue. So just some close-ups for you, and that's my layout done. Head over to Claudia's channel if you haven't already. I will leave the links below, because her layout turned out completely differently, and I think I say it in every video, but it really does amaze me that we can take exactly the same sketch and come out with something completely different. So thank you for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye!